Okay. One A is a classic, the left-hand side is a positive quantity and the right-hand side is a positive quantity. So when you have positive quantities on both sides of the inequality symbol, you can square both sides and solve it. Okay, so that's not a problem. Part B is by definition. Okay, when you have, if you have mod x equals to 5, we are just saying that x can be plus or minus 5. So that's by definition. You can also deal with this easily. Question number 1C is what I want to talk about. And a lot of people make mistakes with number 1C. So you want to be a bit careful because the left-hand side of the inequality is mod x plus 2 and the right-hand side is 2x plus 1. So you cannot simply square both sides. Okay, you can only square both sides when you know that both sides of the inequality symbol are positive quantities. You don't know whether this is a positive quantity. Okay, so you just cannot square both sides. I'll make a comment at the end of the solution, but please take note. Yeah, you know this is positive, you don't know whether this is positive, so you cannot square both sides. You need to resort to I would think the easiest way to do this would be to resort to graphs. So I have sketched the graph here. I repeat, you do not have to copy down any of these things. I'll mail them to you. So I have two graphs here, mod x plus 2, okay, y equals to mod x plus 2. I hope you don't have any problems drawing this graph. It's just drawing y equals to x plus 2. And once you have sketched in this line, the negative portion of the graph, which is below the x-axis, you just reflect it in the x-axis and you will get y equals to mod x plus 2. And then you can easily sketch in y equals to 2x plus 1. Then you're asking yourself, what is our question? Our question is, we're asked to solve this inequality, yeah, bigger than 2x plus 1. So you ask yourself, when is this graph lying above this graph? So you can solve, okay, you can solve for this point of intersection that you can do, okay. We have got x plus 2 equals to 2x plus 1. Solving this, you'll get the value of x equals to 1, okay. So again, asking yourself, when is this graph lying above this? You can see it's lying above this for values of x below 1, okay. That is why the solution to this inequality is x is less than 1. Again, this inequality is satisfied for values of x less than 1. The important thing I wanted to tell you about is please, yeah, do not square both sides. I tried to tell you the important thing here. If you look at this, okay, in numbers, the modulus of negative half is a half, yeah, and okay, the modulus of negative half is a half. It's surely greater than negative 2, but when you square this, right, it's 1 over 4, and you know the inequality doesn't hold anymore. So please be careful. That's the idea here. Okay, so take note of that, and you'll be fine. Anybody's not sure of something that I've mentioned, just let me know, yeah, because this, I would expect them to ask you something like this, either A, B, or C. The easier one will be part A and part B, and they can only catch you, I think, with part C if you're not careful, yeah.
What if you know when you multiply by negative, right? You switch the direction of the inequality.
Yeah.
What
So
if I square
let
both sides
me write it
change
here.
direction?
Mark, let me write it here. Let's say you have got 2 is bigger than 1. So if you multiply by any negative number, then this is going to be, so it's easier to multiply it by negative 1. So you have to take care of the sense of the inequality. So be careful when you multiply by a negative number, when when you take the multiplicative inverse and so on. So please be careful about those things. Otherwise, I don't think they can catch you with questions of this type. So, sure, ask me something.
Can I do the same? You see how we switched in modular sign? When you square them with the a quarter and the 4, if we switch the modular sign, it would work.
Yeah, you can do the algebra and arrive at reasonable numbers. But what I'm saying is, Don't just blindly go ahead and square both sides and so on. That's what I'm trying to warn you
Oh,
guys
okay.
about. Yeah, that's what I want to tell you about. Yeah. So I wrote these numbers here just to give you an idea, because the minute you have a variable, right? We have a variable here. So when you have a variable here, it's a bit more dicey because of the fact that, when you square something, you have to be really careful. And this is the idea that they want to catch the students with. Yeah. So if you do it like you're going to do part A, where people just love, students just love to square both sides, then we'll be in trouble. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Yeah.